This is TV18 and you're watching CNBC TV18.
In a country which is finally looking beyond cricket, Saina Nehwal is a bona fide sporting superstar. This 23-year-old badminton player is one of the main reasons that India is now on the cusp of becoming a major badminton power. Saina also became the costliest female player in the inaugural Indian Badminton League when she was picked up by the Hyderabad Hotshots for $120,000. While the league has had its share of teething problems, the consensus is that it can only mean good things for Indian badminton and is a sign of things to come for what is fast becoming India's number 2 sport. A few days before she left for the BWF World Championships in China, Saina Nehwal tells Naomi Datta on the A-list about what it takes to be a world champion and the bright future of Indian badminton.
Saina, thank you so much for being on the A-list. I know you've come out of practice and there's a lot of pressure on you. You're going to China in a few days. So thank you for making the time for this.
Thank you so much. Actually, been a little hectic 6 weeks. Have to really train hard for the World Championships. Had some issues with my fitness before this, some injuries and all that, but got really good time to recover and be fit again.
You know, like I was telling you before we started, that this is one interview where I had an entire contingent of people who wanted to come down. They wanted to take autographs and photographs because I must confess, so I'm a very bad badminton player. I play every evening with a bunch of people and we are all middle-aged and we have no chance of ever doing anything with it. But everyone wanted to come down and meet you. So you're an inspiration not just for very young people but also for a bunch of really old.
This shows, I think, they love me so much for my performances. They love the way I play, so it's good support by them, and I really wish to meet them when I come to Mumbai next. But that's why I've been performing well. The prayers of such fans really helped me to do well. And I feel really good and grateful that because of me, people are starting to play badminton. And everyone, not only small kids, but all people from all age group are playing badminton. They're enjoying it. And I think that's what a player wants. They want the particular sport they're playing to become popular. And I'm very happy that my sport is becoming very popular now. And with the IBL coming up, it's also really coming up very well, so I'm very happy with that.
Talking about the IBL, the Indian Badminton League, how excited are you about it? Because it's a big deal for a lot of young players to play with international players. What do you think the franchise is going to do for badminton?
I think it's not about young players, it's about badminton. It's about how badminton is growing. It's about all the players, how much they will, gain from it, how much knowledge they will get by seeing all the top players, how much experience they will get by playing with the top players. And of course, the money plays a big role, which badminton never had. And now it's, getting everything, getting sponsorships, getting such big brands into IBL who are sponsoring each team. All the top brands are helping each teams now. And, the money which the top players and as well as the young players, which they never thought of would get at such an early age, are getting. And this will really help them to play international events, I think, which they couldn't play because of the team. Team have 4 men's singles, 4 women's singles. I think they will have a very good chance to use that money in a good way and also learn from the top players who are coming here, who will play with them. And I think that's how the competition builds up. That's how like how China is today. That's how India can become in the future. And this is just the starting, I think, because you see in China, every village has 30,000 players playing. So if same thing happens here, then it can become a sporting nation too. It is increasing, the amount of players who are playing, it is increasing, but it is not like how they are doing,
Absolutely.
They are getting 70 medals and we are getting only 5. So that shows that the interest is growing, but slowly. If it has to happen, if it has to happen quickly, then it should have such kind of leagues and tournaments and competition with top players again and again, so that they get experience. And also it will be good for the spectators, for the parents and the people who are watching it. They will know at what speed it is played. They will know how tough it is to be, there winning
at that level.
At that level. And they will also see world number 1 world
Lee
number
Chong
3.
Wei, I'm looking
all the-
forward to that. Yeah.
All the top players they will be seeing. So I think now with this growing popularity, parents will feel, they will also want their kids to play badminton. So it is that way. It is very good, and I also want to see many people coming in and supporting. Because then only the competition will rise high and the encouragement will be there.
See, already people talk about the Saina Nehwal effect, the fact that there's so many private academies now and you have little kids going and getting coached.
Yeah.
But there is a story of tremendous hard work there as well. I mean, you
Yeah.
have played badminton to the exclusion of everything else.
Yes.
Does it have to be this tough? Have you opted for it to be this tough? Is there any easy way out?
I actually didn't want it to be so tough. It just happened. And it is going tough for me. But I'm actually happy that the people are opening academies now, because I get so many mails every day. I get messages that a lot of kids want to play badminton, and where can they play? North we don't have academies. South we have only one academy,
Yeah.
Gopichand Academy, and this shows even if I'm getting the results, but still there are more academies coming up. The big academies I'm saying, and the coaches like Gopichand, there's only one coach.
Yeah.
So that that thing should improve still. Government is supporting a lot.
Yeah.
Great support is coming from them, but it's just that we need more infrastructure, more coaches from abroad to come and train, more players to come in and give it professionally, give your 100%. You should not have a 50-50 thing that after 10th 11th you will just join some college and leave badminton. It should not be like this. If you're giving 100% to the sport, then you should try and make it big in that. I have sacrificed too many things to be here. I wanted to be a doctor, but I couldn't because of the game
The schedule, yeah.
and touchwood. I also got many results at a very good age,
Yeah.
early age. My father, mother, had doubts before whether you can make it big at the international level, because never anyone from women especially
Yes.
did so well from India. And they also had doubt because China is very strong. Many other countries have so
Yes.
many players. Will I be doing so well and winning it? Will I be in top 5 for another 4-5 years? So they had too many doubts, but they told me only one thing, that Saina, we just want 100% from you, and rest you can decide what you want to do. So I had that pressure in my mind, but I made sure that I give 100% to the sport, and really lucky to win the first Philippines Open at the age of 16.
In 2006, yeah.
And then 17 years, again I had a lot of exposure. I played too many tournaments. 18 I played Olympics,
Yeah.
reached the quarterfinals. And then there was no looking back. 19 I won my first Super Series. 10 I played 4 finals, won all 4 of them, won the Commonwealth Games gold medal, and then the Olympic bronze medal, and then too many Super Series again. So it's just that I wanted to do something good in badminton. I wanted to prove that it is not impossible, it is possible. And yeah, with a lot of sacrifices from my parents' side also.
Absolutely, yes.
When I started playing, he had to take loans from his friends. He had to take loans from bank because that time, I needed to buy shoes, rackets,
And shuttles.
and shuttles.
Yes.
They're so expensive. One
Yeah.
barrel is 1,500.
Yeah.
And that time when it was so difficult, one day almost 5-6 shuttles just goes off like that.
Absolutely.
So you need every day 1 barrel. And at the same time, my mom used to travel with me to the national
Yeah.
tournaments, and for her staying and flight ticket and everything my father used to arrange. Then we used to go by auto up and down 25 kilometers. So all these things, if you count, would come around like 25,000, 30,000
Yeah.
per month. And it's too expensive for a player to play. But somehow my father managed. He just wanted to do it. I don't know why, but he just, I think, liked it, or he just thought maybe or maybe God just helped us. So, but my mom showed a great interest. At that age, she told me, you will be Olympic medalist.
Really?
And I was what? I used to just laugh at her, because Olympics competition, if you see,
Yeah.
it's too high. That time Zhang Ning, all the top players used to play, and I used to just see them play. It's like, what you're saying, I'm just playing for fun. It's not going to be, that serious. But she said, no, for me, you're going to be Olympic medalist. And in 99, when I started, then there was no looking back. There was push from my parents. There was a lot of push from my first coaches, Nani Prasad, Govardhan Reddy. Then I joined SM Arif sir.
Yes.
He helped me a lot. And then finally came to Gopi sir at the age of 13.
Yeah.
and then he changed my game totally for the international level. He improved a lot of my speed, a lot of my stamina, made me non-veg. I was a
Yes.
vegetarian.
I believe you have to eat crabs for the first time in China.
Yes, I did that. I just had that once, all that thing. But after that, I'm just eating chicken and nothing else.
No crabs.
No crabs, Yeah, first time, you just try to taste it how it is.
Yeah.
So I just did that. But after that, I just found good love only for chicken. When I'm on court, I'm totally different. I just want to fight. I just want to win. Yeah, off the court, I'm totally opposite. I'm lazy. I'm sitting, watching TV, and I'm very cool, relaxed.
I was reading that even as a 13-year-old or a 12-year-old, when you first started out, a very huge part of your mental makeup was this maar dungi attitude.
Yes.
It was complete aggression, and you needed to take revenge. That's what,
Yes.
Pullela Gopichand has also said. How much is that still part of who you are?
It's still there. When I'm on court, I'm totally different. I just want to fight. I just want to win. Yeah, off the court, I'm totally opposite. I'm lazy. I'm sitting, watching TV, and I'm very cool, relaxed. But on the court, people say you're tigress. You totally change yourself. You are jumping, flying, picking up all the shuttles. So that's a good sign about me. Mentally, I don't leave anything. I just try to pick up as much as possible. If I lose somewhere, maybe there's some mistake. There's some area which I didn't work on. So, I try to correct it for the next time. But I try to keep my attitude the same because it will
So it's
really
still
help.
maar dungi.
Yes, it will really help. Sometimes you might you're down 20-19. You might win the match. Then if that with that attitude, so it really helps.
So in the run up to the World Championships, you have won 70% of your matches. You made it to 4 semi-finals, but there seems to be this finishing line hurdle. What do you attribute that to? What happened? What's happened there? I mean,
I think
great
it's-
form till there. I watch all your matches, by the way, so I'm there rooting for you. But there is that slight finishing line hurdle which has happened in the last few
actually,
months.
see, we can only work on that.
I know.
We are trying to work on that.
Yeah.
See, there are many players like Schenk, Tinebon, and all the players from different countries. We're trying our level best. Again, it just happens like that. Somewhere from China, some girl comes and and she's as good as the number 1 in the world.
Yeah.
And then you are, because you're the only one, and they know your game very well.
Yeah.
But you don't know the other.
These
others'
unknown
game.
quantities
Yes.
which suddenly come
And
up.
the thing is, again, if you play Olympic semis, you're playing with one Chinese.
Yeah.
And the other one again is a Chinese again. So they have easy, match reading of yours than you doing it, because one day you have to do one match reading and then others. And we are trying our level best. It's not that we don't try
Of course,
at all.
yes.
We are working very hard
Of course.
to beat them. But sometimes they might just come up with that some stroke which you.
Which throws you off.
Yeah. So, suddenly you just didn't strike you, that might happen in the match. Or they just play some kind of a shot which is really fast.
Yeah.
So, that's what I'm saying, to get adjusted to the court during the tournament. That's conditions and all. So that is very important. And once you're in the flow, then, anything might happen. You might even win. I don't know, maybe God has written something for me. That's why there's a little bit of a hurdle coming, but I am also not going to leave it. I'm trying to, again come out of it, again be ready for the next tournament, again, try to cross that thing.
The Chinese system, do you think we're anywhere close to it? But like you were saying, it's almost like a military regime,
Yeah.
like in men's singles, Lindan has just retired, but so what? There is, Chen Long, who's already there, who's as good as he is.
So that's the
when
thing
are
I'm
we going to
telling you.
come to that?
That thing happens when you see they have been performing from 80s.
Yeah.
So they know how to make champions. And as I said, 30,000 players in each city. And they have like 15 to 20 academies in each city. And that academy's got almost 40 courts. It's
Yeah.
not 8 courts or 10 courts, 40 courts. And they have, for one player, they have one coach who's either an Olympic champion or a world champion.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of attention they
The
give them.
quality, yes.
And then they know how they became an Olympic champion. They will tell them to do the same thing and it will work. Might not work, but they'll try for the next time.
Yeah.
So that's how they're ready always with a good
With the
amount
next
of players.
champion,
Yeah,
you
good
know.
amount of players, because they are also interested in sports. Their parents don't argue with the coaches, because coaches have the full command over the players they choose.
Yeah.
And they're like, we will make them champions. And they take them to the academies, and then they just meet the parents once in a week. So it's like that. But it can't happen in India like this. In
Yeah.
India, parents are very close to the kids. They can't just leave parents at the age of 4 or 5 and
Yeah.
still be in the academy. But if that system comes in India, then because we have a lot of talent,
Yeah.
we are second in population. It's just that little bit of belief that we can also do it, and that sacrifice for sports is still the boys I find are doing. Girls are still starting, but I think girls after certain age they feel that maybe we can't play. We should just go for studies or something like
Okay.
that. So that thing should not be there. I think belief in everyone is very much important, and once that comes, then anyone can perform. It's if I'm performing, being an Indian, why not
Of course,
others?
you're inspiring to everyone, like I said, including middle-aged people like us who suddenly want to play badminton.
I'm a person who always want to give full time to practice,
Yeah.
not like going to parties and all that. It's
That's
not
true.
it's not me.
And the kind of adulation you've got, and the superstardom you've got for a person who doesn't play cricket, the kind of adulation you've got. Was it overwhelming, especially because you're quite a private person, no? You're almost sort of introverted.
Yeah, actually, it's I never expected that too. But I feel performance speaks by itself. I never gave up after winning my first title. I was like, I have to win more. I was not like enough for me, but I wanted to win more. I wanted to achieve more. I wanted to work hard more. So all these things helped me to be here, and I think maybe little good smile and help me also, I think. So it's just that small things.
Yeah.
Then God favored me a little bit, I think. So yeah, I'm a very uh, I'm a person who always want to give full time to practice,
Yeah.
not like going to parties and all that. It's
That's true.
not it's not me. But I'm getting all this is a great thing. But still in India only few get this. Not everyone gets this who does well. So that's the thing. Still if that improves, then I think the amount of interest not only in badminton but other sports also will grow.
Which are not cricket.
Yeah, of course, cricket is something
Yeah.
something different which I'll not even compare. But I feel right now badminton is the #1 sport in India because the amount of performances we are showing,
Yeah.
there's no other sport which is having so much of performances right now. Every individual person is showing great results, coming out with good results. And finally IPL is also happening. That's only
Yes.
because of the performances we are
Totally.
showing.
Yeah.
And the only individual sport I think where we all of us should handle the pressure and expectations alone on the court. So that's the
That is
also thing.
true. Also, like you mentioned, you don't like to party and you like to practice, but you're 23 years old. So what do you do for fun?
There's no fun.
There is no
actually,
fun.
if you see last 6-7 years, it's become even more hectic for me. Only training and just eating and sleeping. You have to be very much disciplined. You don't, as I said, it's an individual sport, so it's all about you. You know,
Yeah.
if team sport, you can still have, one rest a day and you can, do that. But here, there's no rest day also. No? You just have to practice every day to be the best. But there's no time for fun. There's very little time to fun. If you win tournaments, yeah, you can enjoy, have ice cream, go partying or anything. But I never did that, so I stick to it.
Do you have friends your age?
There's no time.
There's no time to have
There's no
friends.
time practice. Then there's some work. Then there's some interviews. There's some shoots and then tournaments. So there's no time for, friends are there in the academy when we play. So those people become friends because we are meeting every
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Otherwise, we just come home, sleep, then meet them again in the evening. But there's no time to have any friends outside. And Sundays, yeah, I try to, sometimes if I'm free, go out for a movie or
Yeah.
lunch or something like that. But nowadays, even on Sundays, I have to give time to
What's the last movie you watched?
I think I watched, in May I watched, I think,
Oh,
Ye Jawani Hai Diwani, I
Okay.
think.
Did you enjoy
That
it?
was the last movie, yeah. With all of us went.
Huh.
Because that was the day, I think everyone was very tired and we all requested Gopi sir that we want to go
Please.
for a movie. So he said, okay, no problem.
And also your entire family is into badminton. Your
Yes.
mother has played, your father has played.
Yes.
So are all conversations about badminton? Do you switch off as a family, or are dinner table conversations also about, okay, that shot here and that little drop here?
That happens with my mom. But
Okay.
my father is he's again very quiet person. He's on his own, so he doesn't talk so much. But he he gives confidence whenever required. But my mom is like, she speaks 24 hours continuously about game. So I said she's too much involved in it. You know, she loves it. She
And
loves
she's played it
badminton. Yeah,
herself.
she's played it. So she likes it. She also makes me feel alert always. So that's a good thing. Yeah. Even my sister used to play badminton.
Oh, really?
She's married now, but she used to play badminton. So she also supports me a lot.
So everyone just keeps talking about badminton all the
Yes.
time. You don't want to switch off at any point? Tell them, okay, now stop it. Let's just talk
we
about...
watch actually you know, my mom, when I come back from practice, my mom keeps watching some serials, so
Oh,
I watch
okay.
some serials with her, you know. That's the only thing I do.
Saas Bahu serial?
Some Saas Bahu serials or something what she likes, you know. I just keep eating my food and just keep watching it, and at the same time then I do my work, then again visualize a little bit in the night and then sleep and get ready for the next day practice. So we have to sleep by 9:45.
Yeah.
Because again you have to get up early in the morning and go practicing and all that.
And you're also one of the highest paid sports persons in the country now. Tell me, how important is money to you and how do you spend it? Like, how important is it? For a certain degree of comfort, yes, but in this priority, the list of priorities?
Again, to spend it, there's no time. The same thing. Getting money is a very good sign, because I think, as I said, badminton is growing. But money is finally what my dad takes care of.
Okay.
I actually don't get even 100 rupees in my hand.
Really?
It's only going and coming, and maybe when I need petrol, I just take some money. Otherwise,
You get pocket money?
I don't ask only. As I said, I don't ask for anything.
So you don't go shopping and stuff like that?
I don't have time for that. You know, when I go to tournaments, yes, I try to do it.
Huh.
Otherwise, here my mom goes and buys it for me. I tell her to go and buy it for me. It's not like I'm a shopaholic or I have to go there or I need a pocket money or something. Nothing like that.
And also, Saina, I just wanted to ask that right now you're only 23, but where is, it's a very girly question, but where is sort of love, marriage, all of that on your priority list? Is there no time to think about all of that?
No, I think I've given the time to badminton, I've given it and I've got it here. So I think at this point of time, I should give more time to it and make it more bigger than thinking about all these things. And, that thing, if it has to happen, it will happen.
Yeah.
You can't stop it. But right now, it's important that I'm playing well. I can see few more good wins. So why not just focusing on that and think about it later.
But hypothetically, do you ever see yourself, maybe getting married to someone who knows nothing about badminton, given that your whole life has been badminton? Imagine someone who really knows nothing about it except, some people who... do you see that happening? Because your whole life has been...
I think by the time I'll marry, I'll make this sport really big, that they understand what this game is. So I hope, nobody asks me a stupid question, what it is like and all that. I think everyone should know how it is played and...
who are the big stars?
Who are the big stars and all that, yeah.
Yeah, and at this point of time, there's no need to think about that. All the best, really, for your trip to China.
Thank you. Thank you so much.